So here we've got a red raspberry. We've got 5 of those in all. All these plants here I got from my buddy Tanner Reddig. He actually has his own nursery and he has tons of native varieties and some cultivars obviously too. And he has like close to 50 apple trees right now. I was super stoked to buy some trees from him because he's planted hundreds of trees out here with us. Here we're looking at some grafted apple and pear trees. This is a hardy plum tree right here. So this is grown from seed. And then this is peach grown from the seed, and you can see it's already branched out at the bottom, but that's fine. This is a luscious pear. This is a hican is what it's called. It's a hickory pecan hybrid. So is this one. It's actually a Burton hican. These are this one has 3, so I got 3 for 1 here. These are apple trees that you can plant from seed. So normally you wouldn't plant apple trees from seed because basically you have like 1 in a million chance, give or take. The seed is going to come out and be similar to its parent. You can plant these apple trees from seed. It's called an Antonovka apple. It's a Russian variety. It's a yellowish green apple. I believe it is tart like a baking apple. Sounds really good to me because each one's going to come out a little different, you know. They're not going to all come out exactly like the parent. Some might come out better. And then we also have, I believe this is Aronia berry here. This is an apricot. That's an apricot as well. And then in here we've got, this is a Viking Aronia berry here. So it's supposed to be the most productive cultivar Aronia berry there is out there. This is bearberry. It's Michigan bearberry. It's like a ground cover type deal. I guess it likes it in sandier soils and can tolerate drought real well. And these are Juneberry or serviceberry. These two. It's kind of like a blueberry, but it goes off in June. And these are the currants, red and the black, I believe. And then there's 4 apple trees in here, 7, or like 4 grafted apple trees and 7 pear, and that peach like you saw. So we're just finishing up planting some of the trees and berries that we're putting in this fall. And this here is a Carpathian walnut. Just a little sapling right now, but we're planting it out here in some pretty thick sod, and then also went through and put in some comfrey. Yeah, there's 3 comfrey for each. So I have some roots dug up here. I just dug them up this afternoon. I got my sickle in case I need to tear out any bigger weeds and stuff. It's razor sharp. So it's going to be a battle with this one here. That's kind of why we chose to put most of our perennials in just right in the garden this time. That'll kind of transform that space over the next few years, but we still have some time to kind of make the transition, and can't plant them all in the garden, so planting the big trees, the big shade trees out here, and put up the cage to help keep the deer off them and hope for the best. So I came down to the garden to plant some comfrey and grab a bucket of dirt, and then I realized the sun's going down. I wanted to show you all this. We finally got wise to these deer. Put up an electric fence. So there's a solar panel, simple little, those are like 15 watts per strip, so it's like 45 watts potential. And then that comes in to the battery, but it goes through this little charge controller first, which it's actually starting to dip a little, not necessarily low, but yeah, it's right at 12 volts right now. And we're live. We planted a bunch of fruit trees here in the garden space. This is a row of pear trees here. They're semi-dwarf. There's 5 trees in this row. And basically this garden is about 100 feet by 100 feet square. And now we have maybe 20 or more perennials planted in here, and they're all caged up for added protection, but they're inside of electric fence, so we should have good luck here, and we plan on keeping this up for a few years, maybe as many as 5. This is a apricot, another apricot, and then a plum down there, and a peach, and then 2 more full-size pear trees, and then we break into some apples. There's a dwarf pear in there too. We'll get good shots of those as they start to leaf out next spring, but here's an apple tree. It's doing its thing, and I already showed you and told you where I got them from. My good buddy Tanner. He's got a whole bunch. He's got 50 different apple trees. I don't think he ships. Well, yeah, I'm stoked. We got these actually fenced in. We got the electric fence on. So far, so good. Double protection. And honestly, we should go in and maybe think about putting some little wire mesh cages on them too, for the mice like to nibble on them. So just give them 3rd level of protection if we have the time. But for now, this day is done. Yesterday we put in 20 trees and bushes, just perennials in general, mostly berries and a couple trees. And today we put in about 32 so far. And it's kind of hard to film it while it's all going on because we had people come out and help. Here's a line of ever-bearing black raspberry. And these plants, there's another one there. And I've just got them spaced out about 6 feet apart. So now we've got 2 thornless black raspberries. They haven't opened up their leaves quite yet, but it won't be too long now. So this is a honeyberry. We've got another honeyberry, a little bit smaller. And then I wallered out around this oak stump. So we planted some more plants right down by the creek. And so we have one here that had already been in for a while. And we put in 2 Jefferson hazelnuts right here. And that is right by this path that I walk by every day. So that's kind of what we're up to today. That's our little perennial planting party. We had a nice meal for lunch, and we've been kind of spacing it out throughout the day. It's been nice. Everybody got to get out and get some fresh air, get their hands in the dirt that wanted to. Pretty stoked that this stuff got done. And now I got to get back over there because everybody's hanging out without me. Shoots.